Hello friends, welcome back. In the last video, we looked at how to install or download the Power BI software. Now let's look at the components of Power BI and how the software actually is designed. Now, if you see the components of Power BI, basically it has mainly the Power BI desktop, Power BI service, and Power BI mobile. Now, Power BI Desktop is the development tool available to data analysts and other report creators, which means that basically you will be working on the desktop application, creating all the required visualization charts, whatever you want to do, you do it using the Power BI Desktop. Then we have Power BI service, which is available on the website, that is app.powerbi.com. Now, to access the service, by the way, we need to have your school or work account, which means you should be a part of an organization. Personal IDs will not work here, right? So that is the thing. Actually, if you are using the desktop version, which is free, you can actually create the visualizations, you can create the graphs and all, but you cannot share them, or you cannot even move to the mobile phones unless they are actually published using the Power BI service. So we are going to see how this flow is going to work. And by the way, Power BI Mobile, which is a cross-platform mobile app, which means it doesn't matter whether you are on an iPhone, iOS, or an Android phone, or whichever, you can still use the Power BI. So Power BI Mobile allows consumers to view reports in a mobile optimized format. You can create these optimized reports views in the Power BI desktop. Okay, so what it means, what do you mean by mobile optimized format? Basically, when you look at a mobile phone, obviously you know that the mobile phone screen and the way the mobile phone works is completely different compared to a laptop or a desktop. So we need to optimize the format. If you look at the flow, how the visualizations are created, how they are published, and how they can be viewed. Basically, you can see we are starting from the Power BI desktop here. Then it moves to the Power BI service, which is a web-based application. And then from that service, you can actually start looking at the data on various devices like mobile phone. Okay, so this is basically the outline of how Power BI works. Okay, so as we just mentioned, the flow is first you need to connect to data with Power BI desktop, transform and model the data with Power BI desktop, create visualizations and reports with the desktop, and then publish it using Power BI service. Distribute and manage reports in the Power BI service. So we are going to explore how we are going to use Power BI desktop and the Power BI service. Next, if you look at the building blocks of a Power BI complete delivery, there are two things. One is the semantic models and then the visualizations. Now, a semantic model consists of all connected data, transformations, and relationships and calculations. Now, we are going to explore them one by one. This is just an introduction. And you know that visualizations are nothing but the graphs like what you can see here, right? So we have two building blocks mainly in Power BI, that is semantic models. Now you should know the meaning of semantic. Semantic basically means the meaning. Okay, semantic means meaning. You should be able to connect the data using certain meaningful relationships between data. We are going to look at that with examples in the coming videos. So just to give you a summary, if I go back here, we saw how basically the components of Power BI are their desktop, service, and mobile app. The flow is whatever we do it using the desktop application, then you move it to the Power BI service, and from there you can pull it to your mobile devices. And if you look at the components, basically we have semantic models and visualizations. These are the components or building blocks of a Power BI total delivery. Okay, and you can actually create very good presentations and graphs using Power BI. Some of them are seen here. Like for example, here it is talking about um, new hires, and then it talks about the ethnicity, in the sense the categories of the new hires and so on and so forth. So we are going to see all of these in the coming videos. Okay, so let's continue in the next video. We have now discussed how the Power BI infrastructure works, how the Power BI environment depends on certain components and building blocks. Thank you.